Students have worked really hard learning so much all year long, and they get to spend 2 to 3 minutes to show you one tiny little bit of thing that they learned this year. But they are really proud, and so please, I'm not telling you to hold your applause. Give all the applause. Shout for them, hoot, holler, all those things, because they've worked really hard, and we want to recognize that. But I also, on Mother's Day weekend, want to recognize who the teachers are, and they are the mothers, in our community at least. And so if moms will stand up, and can we please give them a round of applause? Because they work really hard all year long, teaching the students everything that they've learned here. Yeah, I saw that. I saw you. And so that's all I have for us. So let's all enjoy the show, and Alicia's going to introduce our first act.
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming out today. Our first act is Jackson Moy reciting the poem Overheard in an Orchard.
Overheard in an Orchard by Elizabeth Cheney. Said the robin to the sparrow, I should really like to know why these anxious human beings fuss about and worry so. Said the sparrow to the robin, friend, I think that it must be that they have no heavenly Father such as cares for you and me.
Very nice, Jackson. Thank you. Next, we have the Spanish class singing the Pollito chicken song. I needed the Spanish class.
Chicken, gallina, hen, lapis, pencil, and pluma, pen, ventana, window, door, window, ceiling, and piece of floor, almohada, pillow, cama, bed, bedside table, and a teacher chair, dedos, fingers, bedside head, horse arms, and here a leg.
Thank you, Spanish class. Up next, we have the lovely Sadie Schaffner dancing jazz to singing Hallelujah.
This for the broken, this for the ones hurting. Close your eyes and just imagine for a moment never being lonely, never being down again, feeling like the world's been lifted off your shoulders. There's a place where the old will be new, and the troubles of this life will be through. I'm telling you, we'll be there soon. One day we're all gonna fly, free from the weight of this life. Heaven's mercy flowing through us. We'll all be lifting our heads with every reason to dance, and we'll be singing hallelujah. We'll be singing hallelujah. Can you imagine never seeing war again? Peace and joy alive,
Thank you, Sadie. That was wonderful. All right. Next, we have Noah Landris presenting The Great Greek and the Triumphant Truth.
This year I read the Percy Jackson and Olympian series. It was action-packed and made me want to read more and more. In them, I learned about the Greek gods. I was fascinated by them, but I know there's only one true God. I'll compare the one true God to the Greek gods in my report. There were multitudes of Greek gods and Greek myths. Zeus, king of the gods and lightning, Poseidon, lord of the seas, and Hades, lord of the dead, were just three of the major gods. Gods were limited on what they could do. I could not do everything. For example, when all the gods had to work together to take down this fearsome creature named Typhon. The gods had human-like emotions and were often filled with hate. For example, when Zeus broke a promise, Hades let ravenous creatures out of the underworld, to seek revenge. Fortunately, we know there is only one true God. John 17:3 says, "Now this is eternal life, now that they know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent." Another difference between the Greek and true God is the one true God can do anything. Jeremiah 32:17. "Ah, Lord God, it is you who have made the heavens and the earth by your great power and by your outstretched arm. Nothing is too hard for you." God also loves everyone and has made a way for anyone to be with him if they believe. John 3:16. "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have eternal life." There were many differences between the Greek and true God. I'm grateful I stumbled across. I came across the Percy Jackson series, but I know that the one true God is more powerful and loving than the Greek gods could even imagine. Thank you.
Thank you, Noah. That was great. Next up, we have the Money Matters class presenting their chronological penny collection.
This year we learned about pennies in Money Matters class, and we also played the game Life. The penny was the first coin made in the United States in March 1793. We learned about saving and managing money, and we also made a penny collection. The penny was the first coin to have "In God We Trust" on it.
Thank you, Money Matters class. All right, next up, we have the pre-K class who learned about their bodies and will sing Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. Come on, preschoolers. Thank you, preschoolers. That was adorable. Up next, we have Paxton Pesco giving a science presentation on why copper pennies turn green.
My name is Paxton, and I turn pennies green. Pennies are made out of copper. Older pennies have more copper than newer pennies. I use oxygen and vinegar to turn pennies green, and I observed them for 2 days. The older pennies turned green faster than the newer pennies. The vinegar helped turn them green faster. Just like acid rain turned the Statue of Liberty green. It is also made of copper. Thank you.
Thank you, Paxton. That was very informative. Up next, we have the Classical Conversations group doing a memory work presentation. Okay, all you CCers, come on down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Are You Smarter Than a Homeschooler? I'm Jen Foxworthy, and this is the one show that gives grown-ups the chance to prove just how smart they really are. All right, let's meet our first contestant this afternoon. This is Sally Simpleton. Say hi.
Hi.
Sally is from Snellville, Georgia. She is the mother of 3, and she likes to spend her days eating bonbons and her nights reading suspense thrillers.
Doesn't everyone?
Now, Sally, let me just ask you, what makes you think you are actually smarter than a homeschooler?
Well, I went to college, and what do they do at home anyways besides eat bonbons?
Well, let's find out. All right. Here is how the game works. Sally will go 4 rounds with 3 contestants in each round, and she will be able to select one of these 13 categories. Now, Sally, if you answer the question correctly, I have got $1,000 bills for you, okay?
I'm so excited.
If you get the question, she has the first chance. Now, if she cannot get this question correct, we will turn it over to our homeschoolers, and they will have a chance to answer this question and steal the money.
Not going to happen.
All right. So let's meet our students, our homeschooling students for round 1. We've got Robbie, Bryson, and Julie. Come on down. All right. We need our name signs. Let's get those up here for everybody. All right. First we have Robbie. This is 6-year-old Robbie, who was born in Maryville, Tennessee. Robbie is an adventurous boy. He loves tomato soup, but he hates slimy toads. In fact, they may just make him scream like a girl. Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, look, a slimy toad!
There isn't.
Oh, okay. Ah! All right, okay, go ahead and go get your spot. All right, next we have Bryson. This is 6-year-old Bryson. He is a clever, energetic young man who enjoys pizza and Pokemon, but he does not like to clean his room. All right, and something else I've heard about Bryson, he just loves knock-knock jokes. Do you have a knock-knock joke for me?
What do you call an alligator with a vest?
What do you call an alligator with a vest? I don't know.
Investigator.
An investigator. Oh, I love that knock-knock joke, don't you? All right, great, thanks. Okay, all right, and now we have Julie. Julie is a cute, adorable 7-year-old who absolutely loves bacon. Although she plays so hard that she is frequently hungry and tired. So we just need to feed this kid some more bacon, all right? All right. Okay, now some of you may know her as Jules, Julie Bug, or Bugga. And others of you may know her as Mugga, Boo Boo, or Short Fry. But today we're just going to call you Julie, okay?
Okay.
All right, all right. Are we ready? I think we are. So, what category would you like first?
I'm really excited, Jen. I think I'm going to take astronomy.
Astronomy it is for $1,000. What are the phases of the moon?
Okay, so I know lots of phases. Sometimes I go through like a hyper phase or an agitated phase. Sometimes I even feel a little crazy, but I think that's why they call it lunacy. Thank goodness they're all just phases, right?
I don't think so. All right, let's pass that on to our homeschooling students. Who can tell me the phases of the moon? Bryson.
The phases of the moon are new, crescent, quarter, gibbous, full.
That is incredible. Did you hear that? Good job. There's your $1,000. All right, Sally. Let's see if you might be able to tackle another category. What do you think?
I am going to go with world geography.
World geography. Yeah, thank you. All right, world geography. Okay, name the continents.
I got this, super easy. We have North America, duh. South America, Europe, Russia, then China, North and South Pole.
You pretty much took a nosedive right after Europe. Okay, let's see if any of our homeschooling students know the continents. All right, what do you think, young man?
North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and Australia, Africa, and Antarctica. These are the continents.
There is your $1,000. All right. Well, the homeschooling students are taking a quick lead, but Sally, back to you. What category?
Let's see. I'm going to go history of the Middle Ages.
All right. History of the Middle Ages. What do you know about the Magna Carta?
The Magna Carta is a gun manufacturer. Or, no. It's that TV series in the 80s with Tom Selleck.
That was Magnum PI, and that was the 20th century. All right, okay, so homeschooling students, Magna Carta, who can tell me about it? Julie.
English King John signed Magna Carta in 1215, limiting the king's power. Later, England's King Edward III claimed to be King of France and began the 100 Years' War in 1337.
That was great. All right, okay, let's do one more before we let these guys go back to their seat. All right, Sally, what's it going to be?
I was always good at math, so let's just try some geometry.
All right, geometry it is. What is the area of a triangle?
I'm really not sure what you mean.
How do you calculate the area of a triangle?
What are the dimensions?
It doesn't matter.
Then how am I supposed to figure it out
Well,
if you don't tell me?
That's the question. How do you figure it out? What is the area of a triangle?
I don't know.
All right, homeschoolers, area of a triangle. Bryson.
The area of a triangle equals 1/2 based on height.
Woohoo! 1/2 base times height. That was incredible. All right, give these guys a round of applause. Here's your money. Don't forget your money. All right. No, you take your signs with you. All right, let's meet our next students, round 2. All right, we need Jocelyn, Madeline, and Addie. Come on down. Jocelyn, Madeline, Addie. I need Jocelyn. Jocelyn. All right, let's meet 8-year-old Jocelyn. She was born in Sebring, Florida. Her favorite food is homemade ice cream, and her favorite subject is history. She is a compassionate, loving little girl who does not like mermaids. What did the mermaids ever do to you?
I don't know.
All right, go take your spot. And now here is Madeline. She is 6 years old. She will ballet dance around the house totally unprompted, but please do not ask her to clean the playroom. She is creative and musical, and she loves art. Welcome, Madeline. All right, now here is Addie. She is our joyful, exuberant child. She's 9 years old. She loves dancing and sushi, but she can't stand spiders or the sound of filing fingernails. Is that true? Are you sure? Okay, go take your spot. All right. I'm glad you're here with us, Addie. Okay, Sally, what's it going to be next?
All right, I am a University of Georgia graduate, and during that time, I learned about the solar system.
All right, solar system it is. Let's see. What are the names of the planets?
Okay, I think I can get this one. There's obviously Earth. Then we have Mars, Uranus, Pluto, Naboo, Tatooine, Coruscant, Dagobah. Is that all of them?
I think you've been watching a little too many Star Wars movies. Let's come back down to reality. All right, kids, who can tell me the names of the planets? Addie.
The planets really are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Did you hear that? Let's hear that one more time.
The planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Wow. Oh, so what happened to Pluto? I thought Pluto was a planet.
In 2006, Pluto lost its planet status, so now Pluto's just a humongous ball of ice and rock.
Did you hear that, Sally? Pluto's just a big ball of ice and rock.
Well, when I was in school, Pluto was still a planet, so I think I should get credit for that.
Well, don't be a poor sport. All right, what category would you like now?
I will try skip counting.
Okay, skip counting it is. Okay, let's see you skip count the threes.
You want to see it?
Sure.
Okay. 3, 33, 333, 3,333.
Okay, whoa. Easy there. Hold your horses.
But-
That is not exactly what we had in mind. Okay, skip
Thought that's
counting.
what you wanted.
Who knows how to skip count the threes? Yes, Madeline.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27, 30, and we're done 33, 36.
Woohoo! And you didn't even need your pretend pony, did you? All right. Okay, Sally, what's it going to be now?
Okay. I've got this. I think I would like Wars of the Middle Ages.
All right, Wars of the Middle Ages. What can you tell me about the 100 Years' War?
Well, I can tell you that it probably lasted about 100 years.
Okay, let's see. Homeschooling students, who can tell me a little more about the 100 Years' War? Yes.
During the 100 Years' War, Joan of Arc and King Charles VII led the French to defeat England at the Battle of Orleans. In the late 1340s, fleas on rats carried the plague, which killed 1 out of 3 Europeans.
Can we fact check that?
Okay, so we're going to need a little, what did you say?
Can we fact check that?
Okay, we're just going to have a studio audience vote. Who liked, if you liked Sally's answer, I want you to applaud and cheer right now. If you liked her answer better. Okay, and if you liked Jocelyn's answer better, clap and cheer. All right, Jocelyn is the winner. All right, thank you. That was round 2. Very good, thank you. Okay, let's bring up our students for round 3. And we are going to be meeting Braylon, Ava, and Paige. Come on down. Or up. All right, this is Braylon. She is a silly, smart, athletic 8-year-old who loves running track and hates Brussels sprouts. She believes cowboy boots are the foundation footwear of any outfit and would probably wear them to run track if her mother would let her. I totally agree. Please welcome Braylon. All right, next we have Ava. She was born in Bradenton, Florida. She is a smart, responsible 10-year-old who enjoys sushi and swimming. Do you swim for sushi?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. She is also a master contortionist with her face, and she's very into crazy, weird expressions. Can you say Snapchat? Thank you, Ava. Welcome. All right, and here is Paige. Paige will be 10 in just 4 more days. Paige enjoys making people laugh and would major in recess and snack time if that were an option. She hates wearing shoes, and she wants to be a babysitter when she grows up. Please give all of our students a very warm welcome. All right, Sally, what are we going to try next?
I would rather not try any of them, but I guess I will take U.S. history.
Okay, U.S. history. This one's a doozy, and it is only for $1,000, but here it is. What are the names of all 45 U.S. presidents?
I don't know if I could tell you that for the $1 million question. We know we have Washington, Lincoln, Reagan, Bush, Obama, Trump.
Okay, that was what, 6, 7? We got, 39 more to go.
I'll just let the homeschoolers
All
take this
righty
one.
then. Who can tell me over here the names of all 45 U.S. presidents? Braylon.
Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk and Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant and Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, and Harding, Coolidge. Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, and Clinton, Bush, and then Obama, Trump.
That was excellent, excellent. Okay, well, Sally, it's not looking too good, but don't worry, you still have another round after this. So what's it going to be?
I'm going to go with English grammar.
All right, English grammar. How well do you know your English grammar? Let's see. What are the 8 parts of speech?
The 8 parts of speech. Well, you speak with your mouth, so there's the lips, tongue, cheek, teeth. How many did you want?
That's not even close. No. Who can tell me the 8 parts of speech? Ava.
The 8 parts of speech are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection, preposition, adjective.
Well, I have a bonus question for you. Do you know what an adverb is?
An adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb and asks the questions how, when, where, why, how often, how much, to what extent, under what condition.
I knew that one.
Excuse me?
I would have known that one had you asked me.
Oh, the adverb question, the bonus
Yes.
one? You would have known that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If you just asked me.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's see. Let's try one more category. What would you like?
Well, let's see. I really loved the 80s, the big hair, bands. Let's just try America in the 80s.
All right, America in the 80s. What do you know about the Cold War?
The Cold War. America was involved, America in the 80s. Russia, it was during the Ice Age, or it was cold.
Okay. Is that all you got?
Was Antarctica involved?
All right, homeschoolers. Who can tell me about the Cold War? Paige.
In the 1980s, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and the U.S. President Ronald Reagan worked together to end the Cold War, lessen big government, strengthen the conservative movement.
Very good. That was perfect. All right, that was round 3. Good job. Let's meet our contestants now for one last round. We've got round 4 with Kaylee, Dustin and Elijah.
I'm coming back this round.
All right, here is 11-year-old Kaylee. She has never set foot in a public school. She was born in Brandon, Florida, and enjoys reading and history. She participates in several sports, including softball and swimming, but she hates guavas and watermelon lollipops. Okay, what about a watermelon guava lollipop? No? Okay. All right, and now here is Dustin. He was born in 29 Palms, California. Now, as a small child, he would hide corn up his nose?
Don't worry, I don't do that anymore.
Okay, all right. So this was just a young childhood issue. Okay, good. All right, so today he enjoys running and eating pizza. Welcome, Dustin. And this is Elijah, an imaginative young man whose favorite subject is geography, and his favorite food is hot dogs. Huh, I got a quiz for you. Do you know where the Frankfurter was invented?
No.
Not anymore. We talked about this yesterday.
Okay, Germany.
Yes, that's exactly right. All right.
I could have
Okay.
answered that one too.
And, oh, you knew that one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he enjoys annoying his family with all of his weird and silly voices. Care to demonstrate?
Please, I'll pass.
Okay. All right. Round 4. All right, Sally, you've got 3 categories, and hopefully maybe we can send you home with at least $1,000.
That would be great, but I'm not loving these categories. I mean, Russian history, can I get a do-over here?
No, these are the categories.
All right, Russian history it is.
Okay, surely you know something about some part of Russian history, because the question is, what can you tell me about the history of Russia?
I don't know.
Nothing. Okay, homeschooling students, history of Russia. Yes, Dustin.
Vladimir I brought Christianity to Russia in the 900s. In the late 1400s, Tsar Ivan the Great built the Kremlin in Moscow. Catherine the Great expanded and westernized Russia in the late 1700s.
Wow, that was 900 years of Russian history right there in like 10 seconds or less. Very good job. All right, Sally, next category.
Let's try Isaac Newton. That can't be too hard.
All right, Isaac Newton. What is Newton's first law of motion?
I know this one, finally. What goes up must come down.
I'm sorry, but that is actually wrong. Okay, homeschoolers, who can tell me what Newton's first law of motion is?
An object at rest tends to remain at rest, and an object in motion tends to continue moving in a straight line at a constant speed unless an outside force acts upon it.
Pretty good. What about Newton's third law of motion?
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Sally? 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 How you like them apples?
Not very much.
All right. We have got one category left. World War II. Here is the final question.
How much money have I won so far?
So far?
Yeah.
Let me check. 0. Zilch, nada, goose egg.
This is my chance.
Okay, let's see. Last question. How did World War II begin?
Just ask the homeschoolers.
You're just going to defer?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll defer. Did I give you your money? No, there's your money. All right. Who can tell me, how did World War II begin? All right.
World War II began in 1939 when Hitler invaded Poland. 2 engagements to help the U.S. win the Pacific Front were the Battle of Midway and dropping atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945.
That was incredible. Here you go, Elijah. Very good, very good. I have one bonus question for Elijah. This is a black line map, which means there are no colors, no countries, no names. Nothing is written on it. It is just the outline of borders and rivers. I'm going to give you a little quiz, all right? Can you show me on this map where Poland is? Very good. And what is this country?
Uzbekistan.
That is correct. And how about this country?
Latvia.
And what is this country?
Mozambique.
Mozambique. Sally, do you know where Mozambique is?
Right next to Flozambique.
Nice try. All right, everyone. Well, I think we know who is not smarter than a homeschooler, don't we? All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and I hope that you will join us next week for another episode when we are likely to meet another adult who thinks they are brighter than our genius homeschooling students, but we will probably prove that wrong as well then. So anyway, thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you, Classical Conversations. That was very entertaining and informative. Next up, we have Levi Landris playing When the Saints Go Marching In on the piano. Thank you, Levi. That was excellent. Next up, we have Morgan Michael giving a presentation on zoology.
Watch your head, people. Hi, my name is Morgan, and I love animals, so I decided to study zoology this year. I thought it'd be fun to share some facts you may or may not know. Let's start at the Arctic Circle. Polar bears actually have black skin under their clear fur. The air in their fur makes them look white. They eat seals, walruses, and even humongous, ginormous whales. And a polar bear can be 11 feet tall if you can find one of those pictures up there, if it's not in the ceiling. Sometimes polar bears and grizzly bears mate together, and they make pizzly bears. Emperor penguins are as tall as a second grader, like Julie. Please stand up for a second. Like her, yeah. The males care for the eggs, but sometimes mistake them for stones, frozen eggs, or even dead penguins. For live babies. Loyal, but not intelligent. Moving on to the African savanna, I'll start with the top of the food chain, the lion. And there's only one male in the pride, so if a new male defeats the current male, he will kill all the old male's cubs so he can have his own cubs. This is called infanticide. The hippopotamus kills more people each year than lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. Or sharks. They can sink or float, not swim. They don't swim. And their nose and ears close when they are in the water. Natural sunscreen oozes out of their skin. A cheetah can have black mark tear stains under their eyes to help them see in the sun like a football player. They have non-retractable claws and their tail helps them turn. They make a squeaking sound. The squeaking sound doesn't make it seem terrifying. Elephants can be 12 feet tall, somewhere up there, and have tusks that can be 10 feet long. The elephant with the really long tusk is how long it can be. They can also be left-tusked or right-tusked. You can tell by the one that is used more, the one the elephant favors. Zebras each have individual stripe patterns. They can run in different directions as a herd to trick the predator's eyeball. Giraffes are 18 feet tall. It's in the ceiling, you can't see it. And have a purple tongue that can eat around the thorns. They have such a complicated blood pressure that scientists can't even figure it out. God's design had to be complicated to keep the giraffe's head from exploding in a blood rush just to take a drink of water. Crocodiles are found on every continent except Antarctica. They are very aggressive with a V-shaped snout and could grow longer than 20 feet. That is longer than my pole. That is 2 more feet than my measuring stick. Alligators are their cousins and have goggles built into their eyeballs. An alligator has a U-shaped snout, revealing its top row teeth when the mouth is closed. When Spanish settlers saw the alligator, they called it El Lagarto, which means the lizard. Said quickly, El Lagarto later became lost in translation as an alligator. Snapping turtles have jagged ridges on their tail, and their heads, and their shells, and big heads with long necks and claws. They can't pull their heads in their shells. They are actually very quick and super aggressive. Do not touch them. And finally is the Komodo dragon, the scariest. The biggest lizard in the world. It can grow longer than 9 feet. Of course, the crocodile is bigger than it. It has venom in its saliva, and it eats carrion, which is already dead animals laying around, and buffalo, wild pigs, deer, and each other. They're cannibals. I have made a diorama of the natural habitats of these animals in the fellowship hall. You can ask me any questions, if you'd like to, during the ice cream social. Thank you.